Hey everybody, Ray from 28 Left Productions, and today we're going to go over the much beloved rival Nemesis versus the very underappreciated rival Khaos. Now both of these blasters are flywheel type, so all the mods that can be done on one could theoretically be done on the other as well. So we're not going to go over that in this particular video. What I'm going to do is do a pro and con of the differences of these two blasters, which is basically the loading type. This one being hopper fed and the Khaos being mag fed. Now both of the blasters that I'm using in this video are stock. Save that I did put the rechargeable battery pack in both of them, so they're on the same level power-wise. So let's get to the review. All right, let's do the Nemesis first. Pros, well, obviously ammo capacity. 100 rounds versus 40 rounds, or 44 because that's actually what the mag is capable of holding. This is actually capable of holding more than 100. It's actually like 110, but we're just nitpicking there. So yeah, that is kind of nice, extra ammo. But this door is kind of small for reloading, and sometimes it hits extra rounds up there. Like, I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah. Sometimes it hits extra rounds and it doesn't want to stay open, so that's kind of a con. But another pro would be the slightly higher rate of fire. It's not so much so that it's like completely dominating, but it is faster than on the Khaos. All right, another pro, or another plus, is now the ergonomics on here. The shoulder stock is not bad. It's a little bit too short, but it's wider than on the Khaos, so it's a better purchase on the shoulder there, which I kind of like. I wish it was a little bit longer, like right there would be perfect for me. But I also have these long gangly arms, so yeah, that's just my personal preference on there. Now, one thing that I don't like about the Nemesis is when you're one-handing it. See how I have my second finger there kind of propping the whole blaster up? All the weight is pretty much resting on that. And that's because I actually rev it with my ring finger, and I can fire with my index finger, but all the weight is now being supported by my middle finger, which, if you're one-handing it, becomes tiring after a while. But it's comfortable in the two-handed style, as if it was designed to do. All right, on to the Khaos. Now the Khaos, doing that same balancing on the middle finger trick, is a lot more comfortable. It's, well, I guess the center of balance is closer to the handle, and I kind of like it a bit better. It actually feels better than the Nemesis. Just the whole blaster in general is a little bit lighter, not even really counting the ammo. It's just, I actually like the ergonomics on it better, the balance on it. Okay, so now rate of fire. It's not bad. I mean, it's not bad at all, and honestly, 40 rounds is still a respectable amount of ammo. Okay, so now on to mag changes. This thing is a little bit of a pain, but dropping a mag, grabbing your new one out, it's not the fastest getting into that mag well. That mag well is not the best designed, in my opinion. I like the mag itself but it's the blaster, the mag well on the blaster, that I think needs a little bit of improvement on. Now the mags, being 40 round mags, are kind of big. They're bulky compared to the 12 and 7 round stick mags. These things are a bit bulky, but if you have the right attachments or the right accessories to carry them, it's not so bad. Okay, so now on the Khaos. One of the other things I like about this particular blaster is that the magazine actually has constant spring pressure on the ammunition. What I mean by that is I can have this blaster at slightly off-center angles. I can even have this blaster upside down and it will fire. So to quote Coop, if you're doing your hardcore parkour, the Khaos is going to work for you, whereas the Nemesis will not. The Nemesis having that bottom-fed agitator on there to help feed the ammo if the blaster is parallel to the ground. For example, nothing. Now you can get it to fire, okay, maybe not perfectly parallel to the ground, but relatively parallel to the ground. I just had it at an angle and I did get a couple of rounds to shoot. Okay, in its stock configuration, the Nemesis needs to have the hopper door in the fully closed position. I think this is a bad design, in all honesty, because if I'm topping off ammo, I should be able to just pull the trigger and defend myself, whereas you have to finish topping off, doing whatever you're doing here, close the door, which, by the way, this isn't the easiest little knob here to grab a hold of. It would be a lot easier if it was slightly protruding higher. That way you can actually get a positive grip on it. But to be able to fire from an open hopper would be a major benefit to this particular blaster. Okay, so in conclusion, which blaster do I actually like better? To be completely honest, it's the Khaos. I like the ergonomics on it better. It fits me better. This is completely subjective, but I think this is a more comfortable blaster to use. And honestly, I kind of like having the spring pressure on the mags. That way I know that all my shots are actually going to fire when I pull the trigger. That is a bigger advantage to me than getting the Nemesis out, pulling the trigger, nothing happens, shake it, and now you're firing again. Well, it might fire when you shake it, and sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes it'll just knock you off target because you're aiming, now you're shaking the whole blaster around, and now you miss, even if it does shoot. So I kind of don't like that. I'd rather it just, I know the blaster's going to shoot pretty much where I point it. So over here is a video YouTube thinks you should watch. Why? I don't know. They just think you should watch it. And over here is a video that I'll add in post. I'm Ray with 28 Left Productions. I'll see y'all later.